So, hey, let's talk about cross-selling for a second. I had a conversation with an owner last week, and he's really trying to get his bundle rate up with his carrier. It's a metric that they focus on for bonus, for compensation, and really everybody should be more interested in this, whether it's an area of compensation or not. If your carrier has a bonus for bundling, it really shouldn't matter. When you look at the ability to grow your book, to grow it efficiently, to generate more premium with the same amount of customers, all those kind of things. It's definitely something that you should be trying to do. So, how do you do that? How do you go about, cross-selling your current book? I'm not talking about at point of sale. I'll address that in another video. This is where you're really just trying to generate more business through the business that you already have, right? So when people call into your company, or maybe you're calling out to them for whatever reason, look, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. You have to maximize that time, especially when they call you. They're calling you on their own time, right? They set time aside to call you about something. They've probably set more time aside than what it's actually going to take you to do whatever it is they're calling about. So we need to maximize that time, okay? It's hard enough to get people on the phone. When they're calling you, we need to make sure we do the best we can with that. And look, here's the thing. A lot of times people focus on the discount, right? They love to finish up a conversation and say, "Oh, by the way, you don't have your cars insured with us. We give a discount for that. Can I give you a quote on your car insurance?" And that's kind of like their line. And a lot of times they just get shut down. Customer says no, puts up a wall. You quoted me before, or there's some reason they're not interested. Most people don't want to be sold anything anyways, and they kind of feel like they're being sold, in that situation. So what we have to do is we got to change it around to make it sound like we're actually helping, which is exactly what we're doing, right? Stop selling, start helping. So when someone calls in, they call in to change that mortgagee clause on their homeowner's policy. When you finish that transaction up, as you're looking through there, you're saying, "Oh, wait a minute, they don't have their cars here," which they should be doing. Your service team should be doing that every single call they have. What lines are they missing? But they say they don't have their cars there, right? They finish up that mortgagee clause and get all that taken care of, and tell the customer, "I'm going to mail this to the mortgage company. You'll get yours in the mail." So on and so forth. By the way, you know what? While I have you on the phone, we've had a lot of claims recently, and I just want to make sure that you have what you need and that you understand it. And I see right here what you have is you have $369,000 in dwelling protection, and you just start going through the coverages. Okay? You do it in a very assumptive way. First, you give that compelling reason. We've had a lot of claims recently. Okay? We've had a lot of claims recently. It's important to me that you know what you have and that you understand it, right? And you have what you need. Having that kind of conversation, that opening up that way, is going to get you a lot more people to comply than saying, "Hey, do you have time to do an insurance review? Is it okay if I review your policy? Can we take a few minutes and go through a policy review of your homeowner's insurance?" Most people are going to say no, they don't want to do that. But if you give a compelling reason, if you say, "Hey, there's been a lot of claims recently. It's important to me that you know what you have, that you understand it, and we have what you need," and then you start doing it, most people are going to listen to that. And they're just going to allow you to go through the coverages. So you go through the coverages, right? And this is all important, guys, because this is what earns you the right to sell that other line. As I'm going through the coverages, I'm looking for something to give advice on, something to make a change about. Whether it's a coverage amount, maybe it's a missing coverage, something in there that we can have a discussion about. Maybe it's changing the deductible, alarm system's not on there, whatever. I'm trying to find something to add some advice, right? Some recommendations. Okay, and I'm gonna spend some quality time on that. I'm gonna go through things, explain things. I'm gonna leave the discounts for last, and then the very last discount is gonna be that auto discount. Okay, so I've done all this work. Maybe it's taken me 10 minutes, maybe it's taken me 20 minutes, maybe it's taken me 5 minutes, but I've done all this work. Hopefully, I've had some good conversations. I get to the very end, and I'm gonna go through the discounts, and the last discount. I see that you're not getting the discount for your cars being insured here. I'm curious, what kind of cars do you have? And you say just like that, right? Not, "Can I give you a quote?" Not, "Can we quote your car insurance?" It's just, "I see that you don't have your cars insured with us. We give a pretty good discount for that. What kind of cars do you have?" And chances are, if you've done a good job with that review and taken a little bit of time to go over some of those coverages and add some advice and some recommendations, they're going to tell you what kind of cars they have. Okay? And you're going to be able to quote that at the line. So think about that as you're working with your team, or maybe you're a team member and you're watching this. Stop talking about the discount at the beginning of the conversation, okay? If you walk into a store right now, you go into a store right now to buy a pair of shoes, buy a suit, or by dress, whatever it is. You already know what you want. You know what size you wear. Someone walks up, 99% of the time when that salesperson walks up and says, "Can I help you?" you say, "I'm just looking." You give some sort of negative response to them because you don't want to be sold anything. Your customers are the same way. They don't want to be sold anything. You've got to give them advice, okay? You've got to help them. And you got to earn the right to talk about that other line. So as you go through those coverages, as you go through the policy they have now, look, end of the day, let's say they don't buy anything at all. Think about the value you've added to that customer in terms of what they think about you and your agency because you spent the time to go through all that, right? And maybe educate them a little bit, maybe make some changes, okay? But that is how you cross-sell. When you start doing that consistently and you're looking for those opportunities every single time somebody calls in and you go and do that mini review, you pivot over to the other line that they don't have in a very assumptive way, your quote volume is going to go up and you're going to end up writing more business. And at the end of the day, you're going to cross-sell on a lot more people than you have now. So you end up with a lot more policies per household. Your agency can be more profitable. You're going to make more money. Your staff's going to make more money. It's good for everybody. So try that going forward. Stop trying to lead with a discount. Lead with a mini review. Do it in a very professional, advisory way, and you'll write more business. I promise you.